What is up, y'all? What is good? This is Spyder here from Amateur Fitness by Spyder. Welcome to my channel if you're new. And to those my subscribers already, thank you for clicking to this video and watching. This is another episode of the Fire Squad Real Talk series, episode 6. So as you know from the title, we are gonna touch something that I've been holding on to because I figured, it might be a little touchy subject to some people, and as the warning says, discretion is advised to the viewer. Hopefully, people don't get a little upset if my opinion, how I feel about this topic. But this is the Real Talk series, so I'm gonna give it to you straight up, the way I feel, how I see it. So, as we know, I want to touch on childhood obesity. Our children, kids, our lives start from your child. If we say whose fault is it of childhood obesity, and I think of course it's our fault, it's the parents' fault, that a child grows up obese, and only because it starts out when in children. It's almost like the Bible says, a child is pure, clean of any sins until that child realizes what's right and what's wrong. Once that child realizes what's right and what's wrong, the difference between right and wrong, then he's no longer or she's no longer pure. Then they become sinners, like we all are. So in that aspect, I see it as a child, while they are small, us as parents have to teach the child right and wrong, healthy eating, not healthy eating. So the fact that a 5-6-year-old child is overweight, it is completely the parents' fault. Because we sometimes abuse the fact that as a kid, we see them, small children or whatever, we think, oh yeah, you're cute, this and that, we're gonna allow you to have whatever you want. Or us as parents feel as though we just want to be lazy. I think, to me, it's just pure laziness. Which the same thing with ourselves. We become overweight because we become lazy. It's not because we choose it, we want to. I can understand, like I said, if you're someone that grew up overweight all your life. But if you think about it, if your parents didn't allow you to become overweight, you probably wouldn't be overweight now. If they would have taught you from the beginning healthy eating and a healthy lifestyle. Now, I also believe it is our fault to a certain extent, even a child themselves. And what I mean by that is that basically, a child is a sponge. You learn while you're young, the difference between right and wrong, so you can learn healthy eating. And I believe that once you become of that age, let's say, I would say around 10, but even I'll take it even further than that, and I'll say 12, 13 years old, where You now know the difference between right and wrong. You now know that you have that power, you have that mental ability to make your own decision and decide for yourself, I'm overweight, I need help, I need to do something about this, I need to change my life. I feel as though there is no age limit at any age, whether you're 10, 12 years old, or whether you're 50 or 60 years old and you're overweight. You can make that decision to change your life. You know, it's all in your mind. Your mind is stronger than your body. So you just have to decide that. You have to decide that you want to change and you want to better yourself. But you have to remember and realize that you need to make that best decision for your children. You know, if you think about yourself, maybe how you grew up, maybe you were being bullied, or maybe, you know, think about yourselves, you know, every time you try to walk or trying to go up the stairs or whatever, being out of breath, not being able to run, not being able to do something, you know, that's how you have to see it. You have to see it for yourself that, you know, if I don't like that for me, I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that or want that for my children. You know, nobody wants a child at 10, 11 years old to be obese, to not be able to play, to, you know, you're guiding them to that path of being bullied or whatever. Nobody wants them to have diabetes at a young age. You know, all that is stuff that you yourself can change while they're young when you teach them healthy eating. And again, like I said, I also think is a child's, you know, you have that power to change that while they're young. And to a certain extent, I think after they're at the age to make that decision themselves, they now have that power to, okay, I don't want to be this way no more. You know, nowadays, you know, nothing against gays or bisexual or anything like that, or transgender stuff like that. But nowadays, you know, kids that grow up with that type of lifestyle, they make that decision at 10, 11 years old. You know, so I feel it's the same way with obesity. You know, once they're at that age, they can still make the decision, okay, I need to go to someone, learn how to eat healthy. I can exercise instead of now all the kids are, you know, in their video games, they're sitting indoors all day long, you know, playing video games rather than going outside to play like we used to. You know, so little things like that need to be changed. And it's in all of us to make that change, to stop childhood obesity. You know, we can help, and if everybody pitches in, we all could definitely fight that, you know. And it's all about teaching. It's all about learning a healthy lifestyle, you know, because us as grown adults, like I blame myself, you know, like I look at the mirror and speaking about myself, I could say, well, I was at 200 pounds. I was at a nice weight, you know, maybe 150 when I was younger, you know. So for me to get a job where I'm sitting around, I'm just sitting and I'm driving all day long, it's just pure laziness. Like I said, to not get up, do any type of exercise. You make the decision yourself that you wanna, I made the decision myself to eat out every day. You know, it's easier to go through a drive-through and had fast food. You know, it makes it easier. So it was easy to gain 50 pounds within 2 years, you know, to where I got to the point where I said, this gotta stop. You know, I had to make the decision that I don't want to continue to gain weight, because I've actually been on the other side to where I grew up with asthma. I grew up with chronic asthma at, from a child until, probably about 18 was when it's like started to go away. I still have it little here and there, but, doctors used to tell me you can't exercise, you can't run, because then you can't breathe and you have to deal with inhalers. There was like several times, about 3 times I was close to death, and you look back at that. And it motivates you enough to say, I need to change my life now. I want to be this way. I want to live a longer life, So I got to that point. I said, enough is enough. I need to change. And to say that, like, my motivation in a way is seeing somebody else that's my age or older and 100, 200 pounds overweight. I see that and it's like, it hurts my heart. But at the same time, I look at it as like, why? Like, why did you allow yourself to be that way, to get that way? Like I almost want to stop and ask that person, why did you do that to yourself? Or why, how you let yourself get like that big? So that's motivation to me, because I tell myself I'm not going to let myself get that big, So now, today is the time where you get off the couch, you regain your life back. Like I said, if you're watching this video, if you haven't started your weight loss journey, all it takes is that one quick decision that I don't want to be this way. And that's that. And you get up and you do it, and you do what you got to do, and you fight to the end. Because we all can make it to where we want to be. And it starts with our children. We have to stop childhood obesity, because that's where it starts. 30, 40-year-old man didn't become 400 pounds all by himself. That's a problem that probably started from childhood. So it's in our hands. It's in your hands. It's in my hands to do what we got to do. So with that, don't want to make this video too long, guys. So that is my episode 6 of my Real Talk series, Fire Squat. If you enjoy the video, hit that thumbs up. Definitely leave your comments, whether it's good or bad, whether you hate me, you don't hate me, you liked or didn't like what I said. It's okay. It's okay. I love the comments. That's what that section is there for. I have my opinion. I just gave you my opinion. You have yours. So be sure to leave a message and stay tuned till Monday. See what happens with my challenge. Till next time, that's a Sunday talk. You guys have a blessed one. God bless everybody. Peace.